Hello, I hope everyone is having a lovely day. So today I have a tutorial on how to make a little peach patch. A few weeks ago I posted this picture to my Tumblr and my Instagram, and ever since then I have gotten quite a few questions on how I made this little peach patch, so I thought I would show you guys how I made it. But before I start, I want to say that my favorite thing about this project, and one of my favorite things about DIYs in general, is just like the fruit, every little peach that you make will be different. You can see that my first peach and the peach that I made for this video are a little bit different, and I think that's like really cute and precious. So your peach probably won't look exactly like mine, and it will just be unique in you, and I think that's really cute. The materials needed to complete this DIY are a small embroidery hoop, which can be purchased at any craft or sewing store, a variety of embroidery floss for the body of your peach. These colors are a pale yellow color of embroidery floss, which we'll call thread 1, a pale pink color of embroidery floss, which we'll call thread 2. You'll also need a medium peach color of embroidery floss, which we'll call thread 3. You'll also need a brighter pink color that will stand out from the rest of your threads, and we'll call this the outline thread. You'll also need some green embroidery floss, a light shade, a medium shade, and a dark shade. A water-soluble fabric marker or anything that you can use to mark your fabric. Some embroidery scissors, a little piece of cotton fabric that will fit inside your embroidery hoop, embroidery needles, which are different from sewing needles. You'll also need some sort of pin. Felt backing in the color of your choice. For this easy project, you're also going to need a very basic knowledge of hand embroidery. The very first step is to put your fabric inside of your embroidery hoop and make sure there are no wrinkles. Next, we'll be drawing a very basic outline of a peach. We'll have a front half, a back half, a stem, and 2 leaves. Up close, the outline looks like this. Using your outline thread, outline the front half and the back half of your peach using the chain stitch, following the guidelines of the peach that you just drew. The front half looks like this, and the whole thing looks like this. Using the darkest green embroidery floss, use the chain stitch to outline the stem and the leaves of the peach following the guidelines that you just drew. The completed outline should look something like this. This next step is arguably the most complicated, so to help with the directions, I painted a larger version of the embroidered peach. To simplify the shading of the peach, I divided each half into 3 horizontal sections. From top to bottom, these sections go from light to medium to dark. These sections repeat on the other side: light, medium, then dark. For the light section, you'll be using thread 1. For the medium section, you'll be using thread 2. And for the dark section, you'll be using thread 3. Let's take our outline and divide it into 3 sections, just like we did to the painting. The top sections will mostly be filled by thread 1. The middle sections will mostly be filled by thread 2. And the bottom sections will mostly be filled by thread 3. This part of the tutorial is going to be mostly visual. Taking thread 3, start filling in the color of the bottom third of the front half of the peach. To do this, we're going to use various lengths of stitches spaced closely together to create the color. Don't worry if it looks messy. I kind of like it when it looks messy because it reminds me that the peach is fuzzy. As you fill in your peach with color, it's nice to remember to keep the stitches in a similar direction to give the whole thing a natural feel. For the front half, angle your stitches to the left. As you finish filling in the third, leave a few spaces in between the top stitches of the bottom third. We'll fill these in with thread 2 so the colors blend well. Those tiny spaces you see at the top won't be empty, they will be filled in with thread 2. The finished bottom third should look similar to this. It's time to color in the middle half of the peach, so thread your needle with thread 2. You're going to start filling in the spaces in a similar way as you did with thread 3 in the bottom third, filling in the spaces that you left specifically for thread 2, and just short and long stitches close to each other to fill in color. Your progress should look similar to this. Subsequent progress should look similar to this. And here is what the finished third looked like. Now thread a needle with thread 1 and begin filling in the top color. This is the easiest part because all you have to fill in is what's left. The finished front half of the peach should look similar to this. On the bottom half of the peach, we're going to follow the exact same steps, only angling our stitches slightly to the right. Here is some progress. Your filled-in peach should look similar to this. Now it's time to start filling in the stem and the leaves. So thread your needle with the light green thread. Fill in the stem and the leaves with horizontal stitches with even space between them. Yours should look similar to this. Fill in those empty spaces with the medium green color. This is what my colored-in peach looked like. We're almost done, so just take your outline thread and redefine the edges with a chain stitch. You're just basically going to outline the peach like you did in the beginning, except you're going over the filled-in peach now. This is what my outlined peach looked like, and now you're all done with the embroidery. Take the fabric out of the hoop and begin trimming the edges around the peach. Attach your fabric to your felt by folding over the excess edges of the fabric. Sew these to the felt and tuck them in as you go to create a neat edge. Trim the felt around the peach as much as you can. Now attach your pin to your patch. I used a metal bar pin, so I was able to simply sew it to the back. Once the pin is attached, you're completely done. I put mine on my backpack because I thought the colors were cute together, but you can put yours wherever you'd like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a peachy day.